In this video, I'm going to give you 3 keys to staying sober in 2025. And I've used these keys myself, and I'm currently using these keys to stay sober. And I'm entering my 2nd year of sobriety after gaining 1 year of sobriety after struggling with over 20 years of active addiction to various substances, alcohol, and online addictions. So before I get into it, I want you to get locked in while I dial this in. So the 3 keys are simple. The 3 keys are having a North Star vision, having a compass, a direction in life. The second key is self-control, self-efficacy, and discipline. The third key is having anchors in your life that will anchor you into your new life in sobriety. So the first key here, and I believe is the most important key, is having a purpose, figuring out your why. What is the reason for getting sober? What is your purpose for being alive? Why do you want a life in sobriety? Why do you want a life better than the life that you're currently living? What drives you to do what you want to do in life? You have to find out what you want to do. You have to find out your why. You have to have a purpose. And this is called having the North Star vision. So always keeping the North Star as a direction to head in, or a compass to orient yourself whenever you get lost or stuck in life. You have to develop a vision that you can look towards, like an upward aim that pulls you forward in life. So whenever you get stuck or lost or you feel demotivated, you can remember your life purpose, your why, your reason for living and for making a better life, because that's what sustains you long-term in recovery. That's why I wanted to get sober after 20 years of being in addiction. I wanted to live a better life because I knew that I wasn't fulfilling my life's purpose. I had a vision, and I was letting that vision rot away. And I'm thankful to God that my passion and my creativity and my zeal and zest for life didn't die in my addiction, because I was at my wit's end. I almost lost the entire will to live, but thankfully God brought me up out of the darkness, and here I am completing my life's work, heading towards my North Star, and I'm oriented in life. I have a direction that I'm heading towards. I have a higher purpose, and I know my why. I know my calling, and I'm heading towards my North Star. Now, the second key is self-discipline or self-control. When we look at self-control from a psychological research perspective, one of the most promising indicators of success in school, success in life, long-term, is whether or not a person can practice self-control or moderation or temperance. Now, the ancient Greeks or the Stoics used to have one of the main cardinal virtues, one of the main virtues of the Greeks was temperance. And temperance is really just moderation or self-control, not getting drunk, not being intoxicated, having a rational mind, putting the rational thinking, logical mind above our emotional pull. So the Stoics were all about thinking logically and rationally rather than being pulled by our emotions, because emotions sway to the wind. And whichever way or whichever direction the wind is blowing on each day, our emotions swing in that direction. So if we were living by our emotions, we'd be pulled in every which direction because our emotions sway with the wind. So when we're pulled by our higher mind, our higher reasoning, our higher thinking rational, our higher thinking faculty, then we are thinking rationally, we are in control of our emotions, and we're not acting out through an emotional base. We're thinking our actions out through rationality. And this entails self-control, because self-control starts up here. It starts in the mind. All our addiction, our poor habits start in thought form. We have the thought of, oh, I'm going to go drink with a couple of friends today. That sounds like a good idea. It always starts with a thought. So if we can moderate and become aware of our thinking and our thoughts, then we can start exercising self-control and discipline in our life. The third key to living sober in 2025 is having anchors in your life. We need anchors to anchor ourselves or to establish our life in sobriety. And anchors are manyfold, but I'm going to list just a couple here. One anchor that we all need is a relationship or relationships. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but it has to be something that is intimate and sustaining. So one of our needs as humans is we have the need to feel as if we belong part of something outside of ourselves. And if we don't have that belonging, that sense of being part of something outside of ourselves, then we get anxiety, we become isolated, and we don't feel as fulfilled as we could in life. We're social beings, we're social creatures, and in order to stay nurtured and healthy and to thrive, we need to water ourselves with the hydration of a social life. Even if you're introverted, even if we're introverted, it doesn't matter. We need some kind of consistent, steady social interaction, whether that's on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. We need consistent social interaction, fellowship that will give us a sounding board for our ideas, our feelings, and our thoughts in life. The second anchor is exercise. Now, I would say habits in general would be an anchor, but I'm going to put habits separate from exercise. So the first anchor is having relationships or fellowships, having some kind of social network. The second anchor is exercise. We need to move, move it or lose it. Exercise is one of the key cornerstones of the bedrock, the foundation to my sobriety. I exercise almost every day. I walk, and then I strength train. I do high intensity interval training. And by doing this, I'm self-regulating my emotions in a healthy manner. I'm moderating or modulating. So exercise is a neuromodulation technique. It modulates the neurochemicals in the brain. It stimulates the release of norepinephrine or adrenaline, dopamine, acetylcholine, serotonin, all these things. And actually, intense exercise releases an endogenous chemical similar to amphetamine, except the chemical dies off shortly after we stop exercising. So whereas amphetamine will last 12 hours after the last hit or the last dose, exercise, the endogenous chemical or neurotransmitter similar to amphetamine that's released inside our bodies from exercise, I think recedes after about 20, 30, 45 minutes after our exercise. So when we're 20, 30 minutes into a deep run and we're sweating and we start to get that runner's high, we have some music on, it kind of feels like we're rolling or we're high or we're stimulated. The runner's high, that's the endogenous amphetamine being released. So it's more than just dopamine, it's more than just adrenaline. It's a combination of these neurochemicals. And that slight stimulation of this endogenous amphetamine is beneficial because it puts stress on our heart and our cardiovascular system in a good way that strengthens it. It leads to the strengthening of the heart muscle. So after exercise, we need a third anchor, and the third anchor is a daily routine or a habit. We need healthy habits to replace our old habits so that we don't fall back into the trap or the pull of our old life. So we need to have something that is consistent so that day by day we're doing the same things that we can fall back on and say, hey, you know what? I did this set of routines today, therefore today is a good day. And when we have that, we can go to sleep resting assured that we did what we needed to do and we're making incremental progress towards our North Star vision. So we want to incorporate habits that are fulfilling our life purpose. That could be reading, writing, that could be working on a business, that could be drawing, it could be doing graphic design, it could be building a website, it could be studying, it could be taking a course, it could be whatever you want it to be, but it has to be a consistent habit that is building a skill that is going to support and draw you towards your North Star vision. So to recap really quickly, the 3 keys to living successfully in 2025 through sobriety. So quickly to recap, the 3 keys to staying sober in 2025 are having a clear and definite North Star vision or purpose, a higher purpose to draw you forward in life. The second key is self-discipline, self-efficacy, self-control. Self-control is one of the primary indicators of success in life. Those who exercise self-control tend to be successful. And the third key is having a set of anchors to found your new life in sobriety. And those anchors are as follows. You want a relationship anchor, or having a social network or a fellowship to be part of, to make you feel as if you belong, part of something outside of yourself. So you're not just isolating all the time. So you're being nourished by others around you. The second anchor is exercise. You have to move. The stimulation of neurotransmitters will generate neurogenesis, or the birth of new brain cells, and will make you feel better and will self-regulate your hormones and your neurotransmitters, balancing your mood. And third, having a set routine that day by day you can practice, so that if all else goes to shit during your day, you can at least fall back on this set of routines that move you forward towards your North Star vision, brings you closer to bringing your vision to reality, that incrementally moves you closer to your North Star vision, so that you're making progress towards your ideal self or your ideal future. Now, if you made it this far, give me a like and subscribe, and check out this video for more.